Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that could change the way you see your life right now. You are closer than you think, closer to the breakthrough, closer to the life you've been dreaming about, closer to becoming the person you were meant to be. But here's the trap. Right before it gets better, it gets really hard. Right before you break through, you'll be tested. Right before you win, your mind will whisper, maybe this isn't worth it. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should just quit. But hear me now, don't quit now. Most people don't realize how close they are to a breakthrough when they feel like giving up. It's one of life's biggest illusions. The moment when you feel the most tired, the most frustrated, and the most uncertain is usually the moment you are about to step into something greater. But because you can't see the finish line, because you don't have proof in front of you, your mind starts convincing you to stop. You begin to doubt whether your effort is even working. But just because you don't see immediate results doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Growth is often invisible. The seeds you planted weeks, months, or even years ago are still taking root under the surface. Every day you showed up, every time you pushed through fear, every small decision to keep going, it's all building momentum. It's like digging for gold. You could be inches away from the treasure and walk away simply because you're tired. That's what happens to so many people. They quit when it gets uncomfortable. They give up when it gets boring. They walk away when things don't move fast enough. But success doesn't belong to the lucky. It belongs to the persistent. And persistence is a mindset. It's the belief that even if I don't see it yet, I will. Even if I don't feel it now, I'm getting closer. The truth is, you're not stuck. You're progressing. It just doesn't always feel like progress. That's why you must keep going. You owe it to yourself to see what happens if you don't give up. You owe it to the future version of you who is already living the life you're working for. You might be one decision away, one conversation away, one risk, one step, one moment of courage away from everything you want. But you'll never know unless you keep moving. That's why you can't quit now. You've come too far, survived too much, and grown too strong to turn back. Remember, you are closer than you think, and the finish line might be just around the corner. Keep going. The moments right before something great happens often feel like chaos. They feel like failure, confusion, or exhaustion. That's not a coincidence. It's a pattern. The hardest part of any journey is right before the breakthrough. It's when most people feel the urge to quit, to walk away, to convince themselves that the dream wasn't meant for them. But here's the truth. Pressure creates diamonds. Pain builds strength. And the storm you're facing right now might be the final test before you reach your next level. Life has a way of challenging you the most when you're about to experience growth. It's like climbing a mountain. When you're near the top, the air gets thinner, the climb gets harder, and your body wants to stop. But the view is waiting just a few steps higher. The same principle applies to your goals. The closer you get, the more resistance you may feel. You'll face fear, doubt, and obstacles designed to test your patience and commitment. These moments aren't signs that you should give up. They're signs that you're almost there. If you've ever felt like quitting when things got really tough, you're not alone. That's when the emotional, mental, and physical challenges seem to hit all at once. But that's exactly when you need to push just a little harder, because when you break through, everything changes. What felt impossible suddenly becomes your new normal. What once seemed out of reach becomes part of your everyday life. That shift doesn't happen if you stop. It only happens if you stay in the game, even when it's hard, even when it hurts, even when you're not sure if it's working. The pain you feel now has a purpose. It's shaping you, sharpening you, preparing you. Don't misread the difficulty as a dead end. It's a doorway, a transition, a test of how badly you want what you said you were working for. And the ones who keep moving, even when it feels impossible, those are the ones who win. So when it gets hard, remind yourself, this is the signal that something great is coming. You are almost there. Don't stop now. There's a huge difference between resting and quitting. Sometimes life gets overwhelming. You feel tired, burned out, and emotionally drained. That's not weakness. It's being human. In those moments, it's okay to take a step back. It's okay to breathe, to slow down, to give yourself the space to recover. Rest is necessary. Your body and mind need it to stay strong and focused. But quitting, that's a different story. Quitting is when you give up on yourself. It's when you allow fear, fatigue, or frustration to decide your future. And that's not what you want. You've come too far to let a rough day make a permanent decision. You've overcome too much to throw in the towel now. Taking a break doesn't mean you've failed. It means you're smart enough to protect your energy so you can keep going. Even the most successful people in the world rest. They pause, they recharge, but they don't quit. They know their vision is worth fighting for, and sometimes the best way to fight is to step back, regain strength, and come back even stronger. The world may tell you to keep grinding no matter what, but that's not sustainable. Real strength is knowing when to push and when to pause. It's understanding that rest is part of the process, not a weakness in it. So if you feel tired, don't beat yourself up. If you're overwhelmed, don't let guilt make it worse. Give yourself grace, step away if you need to, but never confuse that with giving up. The goal is still alive. The dream still matters. Your progress is still valid. One bad day, one low moment, doesn't erase all the work you've done. It doesn't cancel your growth. In fact, resting with purpose can make your comeback even more powerful. You're not losing momentum. You're building it in a quieter, deeper way. So allow yourself to pause when needed. Let your mind and heart catch up, but hold onto your commitment. The finish line is still waiting for you. And once you've rested, once you've refocused, get back up. Keep moving, because you weren't built to quit. You were built to rise again and again. No matter how tired you get, rest if you must, but don't ever give up. There's a reason you started this journey. There was a moment when something inside you said, I want more. I deserve better. I can become something greater. That spark wasn't random. It was purpose calling you forward. And now, even when it's hard, even when it feels slow, you need to remember, you didn't come this far to quit now. Every step you've taken has brought you closer to the life you imagined. The sacrifices you made, the time you invested, the courage it took to begin, none of it was for nothing. You've already made it through storms you thought would break you. You've overcome doubts, setbacks, and obstacles that tried to stop you. But you didn't stop. You kept moving, even when it was hard. That's not weakness. That's proof of your strength. And now, you're standing on the edge of something powerful. But here's the catch. Many people give up right at this point. They get tired. They get discouraged. They forget why they started, and they walk away, not knowing how close they truly were. Don't be one of those people. Don't throw away everything you've worked for because today feels heavy. You weren't meant to quit. You were meant to conquer. You were meant to lead, to inspire, to grow into the version of you that's still being shaped. That version of you is waiting, just ahead, asking one question. Will you keep going? And you should. Because the reward isn't just reaching the goal, it's becoming who you had to become to get there. That's where the real transformation happens. The strength, the wisdom, the confidence, it all builds from not giving up. Quitting now would mean starting over later with the same doubts, the same questions, the same regrets. But if you just keep going, even a little, you give yourself the chance to see what's possible, and that possibility is everything. So remind yourself daily, you didn't come this far to only come this far. You started this for a reason, and that reason still matters. Keep pushing, keep believing, and keep showing up. Because your story isn't over, and the best part hasn't even started yet. Conclusion. So if you're standing at the edge of doubt, if your heart is tired and your mind is screaming to give up, pause, but don't quit. You are not lost. You are not failing. You are evolving. The struggle you feel right now isn't a sign to stop. It's proof that something powerful is building within you. You've already overcome so much, and you didn't come this far just to give up right before it gets good. Remember, you are closer than you think. The finish line may not be visible, but it's there. The life you want, the person you're becoming, the success you're chasing. It's all within reach, so take a breath, dig deep, and keep moving. Your breakthrough is waiting. Don't quit now.